Hello beautiful people and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, it's great to have you. If you're returning, it's good to see you again. In today's video, you'll receive my channeled message plus a page from the Angel Guidance book and also a card from the Universal Love Healing deck. Now, before I get into the message, please note that this is a collective group message, so it may not resonate with you, and that's simply okay. Come back tomorrow where it may be more aligned with what you need to know. Let's get into the message. Just be sorry. No excuses or justifications. An apology, right, is an admission of error or discourtesy accompanied by an expression of regret. An expression of regret is, I'm sorry. And it's usually seen as being a true admission of regret rather than just to say, oh, I apologise. So they're the two expressions of regret. I apologise or I'm sorry. And generally we mainly go to I'm sorry, yeah? Now, to have a true admission of regret is respectful, right? You're acknowledging what's happened and you're expressing regret for your actions. Does that sound about right? That's my perception, and maybe you have a different one. However, are you like so many other people who say, I'm sorry, only to follow it up with a big fat but? As soon as I hear that coming, I just shut down. And I'm going to share with you why right now. And you continue with your excuse or your justification or your reason, whatever word you want to put to it after the but, as to why it's your error or you're discourteous or disrespectful or why you've hurt someone. You've just excused and justified it. Yeah? Does that make sense? Are you following me? So you have just excused your admission of regret. In other words, you've just deleted your apology. You've just deleted your being sorry. Does that make sense? I hope that if it doesn't, rewatch this part. Because when you really hear it and take it past here and go in, it makes sense. If I'm sorry is an expression of regret, yet you're following it up with a justification or an excuse, then haven't you then just taken back your expression of regret because you've excused yourself as to what you've done? So that is in essence, you've just deleted your apology. It's so important when you say sorry that you make the person that you're sorry to feel that you genuinely are sorry and that it comes from your heart, that you are actually regretful, that you're not excusing your actions or your behavior. Because if I'm the recipient of a I'm sorry and it's followed with a but, I've just deleted that apology. I don't want to hear anymore because you're not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Because now you're giving me a reason as to why you did it. I don't care about the reason. What's most important is to just say, I'm sorry. That's it. Doesn't need to be followed up with anything. Yeah? I'll give you an example, and this is so common. I've said it, absolutely. I'm sorry I'm late, but there was traffic or I got caught up at work. Justify, delete apology. Because my instant thing is, well, clearly I don't matter. And if it's a meeting, leave earlier. If it mattered to you, if you have regret for being late, yeah? I'm not saying I haven't been late. Absolutely. I am not. That's not what I'm saying. I hope that you hear this. What I'm sharing with you is about using the term I'm sorry in that particular sentence. I'm going to share with you an alternative, right? Because I'm sorry is so flippantly used today. It's losing its value in the meaning of the word I'm sorry. Does that make sense? To say, I'm sorry I'm late, but it's just so flippantly used. We are sorry for so many things today, and it's not holding that value of what I'm sorry means. And often without even awareness of the meaning of what we are really wanting to say. And what are we really saying? If you are late from now moving forward, what you can use instead is, or if you're delayed in replying to a text, or you're delayed in getting back to someone with an email, this term can be used for a lot of things. So you can use I'm sorry for the real times that you need to have that admission of regret, yeah? Because what about if you were to use please excuse? Isn't that not what you're really asking for? For them to excuse you being late? Does that make sense? And then when you say, can you please excuse that I'm late? I got caught up at work. I've got a thing. Because please excuse, you're not asking, it's not an admission of regret, right? Please excuse is saying, can you please excuse? This is why. It gives a different feel to it. And I hope that this resonates with you. I will actually use the term, please excuse that I didn't get back to you yesterday. I missed the email. And you know what? Some people say, oh, you don't need to be sorry. And I actually go, I didn't actually say I'm sorry. To please excuse, I'm just absolutely being respectful and asking you to excuse me for being late. Like when you used to say when you're at the dinner table, I don't know about you, but we used to have to ask to be excused to leave the table. Yeah? That's in the sense that I'm saying, please excuse. In other words, saying, are you okay? Is it okay that I was late? Right? In a sense, it's like when you say, can I please excuse, I need to leave the table. It's like you need to go to the bathroom or whatever. So you're being respectful. And that's why I'm saying, please excuse, is you're being respectful still, absolutely. But if it's going to follow with a but, like I just said, but, then you're excusing and justifying. Don't use I'm sorry. I'm sorry really needs to regain its value in our language. It's losing it, much like I love you. Love you, love you. If you're in a relationship and you say it all the time, is there meaning behind it, or is it just habits? That's why, these are the words that have so much meaning behind them. And unfortunately, our vocabulary today, they're just used so flippantly. And so I'm endeavouring to really bring back the value of I'm sorry. So when you hear those words, you really feel that someone is respecting you and they are regretful for their actions. You want to feel it. But people just say, I'm sorry. It's like there's nothing in it. And that's not the purpose of those two words, I'm sorry. So let's keep moving. So instead, just begin really to shift your vocabulary and say, please excuse me for being late. I got caught up. Please excuse me that I didn't get back to your email. Please excuse me, and I don't even use a justification for that. I'm just asking to please excuse, because for me to say I'm sorry is when I've hurt someone or when I have taken an action that has really hurt another person. Yeah, like on an emotional level. I just want to be excused when I'm late. There is a difference, and I hope that you can feel the difference. And the biggest thing I hope that you take away from this, that with those that you love, I'm getting, if you're in a relationship, for many of you, you say, I'm sorry, but, and then you flip it and then bring all what they did. Yeah? Now, if you are a person that does that, so I'm sorry, but you did this, guess what? You're playing tit for tat. And you don't get a resolution out of that. What happens is you become two bulls in a ring and you just keep butting heads. So if that is someone in your close proximity, whether it be a work colleague, a friend, your partner, your husband, your wife, your parents, doesn't matter. To respectful listen, and I'm digressing, but it's so important. And someone says, I'm sorry. Don't keep going, but, and then justify and reason and excuse yourself for your behavior because of what they've done. Then you're not sorry. That was payback. You're not sorry. It's about time to be consciously aware of what's coming out of your mouth rather than just have the words spew out without awareness of what you're actually saying. What's the intention behind the words? When you can become so more consciously aware of the words you use, watch how things shift. This is, as you can see, this is another big passion of mine. And I just want people to become so consciously aware of what they're saying. I listen to people have conversations and I'm absolutely watching them, and I respect that they don't have the awareness. They don't know what they don't know. And they're saying, oh, I'm sorry, but. And I'm like, you've just deleted your apology. I wouldn't be accepting that apology because you've just justified and reasoned why you did that action. That hurt me. Doesn't make sense, does it? And I'm going on about this, but this is what I teach. I'm very passionate, and I'm sorry and I love you are very powerful words emotionally. But when they become second nature and they're so flippantly used, they lose the value, the emotional value in that word. They lose the depth in that word. To say I'm sorry and to come from a place of love, it can have massive impact on someone. But if we're flippantly using it every day and then excusing and justifying, it loses its value. So many valuable emotional words are losing their value because people are just using it without awareness of what they're actually saying. And so I know that part of my, my path on this, my journey on this earth, my slogan is emotional awareness for authentic living. Absolutely. Emotional awareness, not only of our emotions, but emotional awareness of the words that we use. How are they impacting us? So important. Okay. As you can see, it sounds like I'm sorry is no big deal, but there's so much in it. Language is huge. The words that we use are huge. And to become aware, it's a wonderful gift. So what have we got from the book today? Shake up your routines. Absolutely. Shake up your routines, meaning even when it comes to your apology routines. How do you apologize? When you apologize, does it feel like you're coming from a place of love? Is your tone? You can hear my tone shift. When we apologize, we should bring our tone down. Are you making eye contact with the person that you're apologizing to? Can they feel your regret? Can they feel your remorse? Yeah? Can they? Or are you going, I'm sorry? Yeah, I don't feel anything when it's said like that. It's absolutely shake up your routines. Shake up your routines in life. But this is really relevant to even your language. What are your routines with the language that you use? What are your routines with the body language that you use? What are your routines with the eye contact that you use? So many different things. It's time to shake it up. And what I've really got is, for some of you, you feel like you're in a bit of a rut. I don't know, this may be digressing from the initial message and it may come back full circle. But I'm really getting now, some of you watching this feel stuck, feel like you're in a rut. And to the point, that you say I'm sorry a lot to other people. Yeah? It may not feel like a lot. So if I'm saying it, I don't want you to straight away directly answer that question. I would love for you to take that in straight through to wicket keeper, let it sit, digest, process, and then come back and visit that question and then feel your answer. Don't answer from here, because you are aware that this takes you out. So all the questions I ask you, I would like you to write them down or rewatch it, then answer it. But feel your answer, not think your answer, okay? You know that I repeat this. That is something, so that's where the sorry is. You've gotten a rut and your routine is I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Or you're continuously late and you're saying I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. It's time to shake up your routine. Make sure, leave earlier. Really get organized. That's part of my goal moving forward, is organized and productive. So these are things. So before I read this message, if you want to close your eyes with me, let's take a deep breath. Just so you can absorb all the words from this message. Although routines are comforting, they can also blind you to life's variety. Habitual patterns dull your senses to anything out of the ordinary. Awaken your awareness and feel extra alive by shaking up your regular activities. Have fun by creatively changing everything today. Exchange your usual schedule, your normal eating habits, and your accustomed manners for novel ways of doing things. As in, please excuse. You may feel awkward as you try something new. Yes, you will. But you'll also have the exhilaration of exploring fresh ways to live. You'll probably return to some of your comfortable routines or habits, yet you'll very likely incorporate fresh approaches as well. In other words, through the process of experimentation, you may discover wonderful new ways to live. One reason why holidays and vacations are so invigorating is that they involve an exploration of new places, people, food, and leisure activities. You can create this same energy by changing things up right now. Thought for today. I shake up my routines, habits, and look for unusual ways to spend my time. I try new methods and approaches, and I discover fresh ways to live. I let go of the old and embrace the new. That's absolutely a beautiful message for those of you who are struggling, and you may be apologizing not only to others but yourself a lot, that you've absolutely got stuck and you may feel lost. You may have become complacent. You may feel like life is just a humdrum. So stop saying sorry and take action. Take action, because it's time to shake up. And exactly as they shared, it's really important. Oh, okay. So what they've just got here, some of you might be going, please excuse. I'm not going to say that. Give it a go. Give it a go. Shake up that routine. See how you feel. I use it a lot. And I much prefer it. Because for me, I want to save I'm sorry for when it is needed, when it is justified, when it's appropriate. I'm sorry I'm late is not appropriate. Because if you had regret and it's a consistent thing, wouldn't you not make sure that you leave earlier in order to have the incidentals? And so please excuse. That's where it's warranted in that situation. If you're late or you didn't reply, Please excuse is warranted in that, not I'm sorry. And I hope that resonates with you. And of course, this is up to you what you do. You know that I don't tell anyone anything. This is just a perspective that I come from, and I found that it works really well. And I'm all about words need to give back that meaning. And rather than use words that we think we know what they mean, I go to the dictionary, I look at always, I want to know, because I've used words that I don't really know. It's what is being passed on, and I hear others use it in that sentence, but do I really know what the meaning is? No. So now I look them all up. I'm blown away with what I'm finding. I'm like, wow, I wasn't aware that it actually meant that, and it can be used in that situation. Just as I shared with you the definition of I'm sorry and what an apology is. An apology is, they say, to say I apologise is not as remorseful or regretful as to say I'm sorry. And you can, and when I reflect back, I remember there's been people say, I apologise for that. I'm sure you've experienced that tone, and I'm going, yeah, you don't really mean that. And I'm sure that you've experienced that as well, and you can absolutely resonate with what I'm sharing with you. And I myself have said, yeah, I apologise for that, and I didn't really mean it. That's my truth, right? When I say I'm sorry, as you can see, as soon as I say I'm so sorry, my hand goes to my heart, because I am. And I don't say anything more. There's nothing more to add to that. I am so sorry. And whoever I apologise to, I want them to feel my regret for my behaviour or something I've said. I want to validate them and say, you know what, I heard you. I heard your emotion. I heard how I hurt you. And I have no excuses for that. However, I am so regretful for what I said or what I did. Can you hear my tone? Because that enables me to connect with that person. I want them to feel that I am absolutely regretful for my behavior or for what I said. And that then makes someone feel heard. I hope that makes sense for you. So what card do we have? Spiritual growth. Honestly, what I'm getting from this is when you start shifting the words that you use and the language and become consciously aware, and when you're going to use particular words that they hold the value and the emotional meaning behind it, it's spiritual growth. And some of you are absolutely at the very beginning of your spiritual growth. And maybe that's what led you to my channel. I don't know. I am unaware. However, spiritual growth doesn't necessarily mean woo-woo, okay? Spiritual growth for me is going inward and learning about self on a vertical level, not just the horizontal level where it's all here, right? So it's a beautiful card. The wings, you've got a heart. There's so much in this card. And maybe for some of you watching this, it's time for you to begin your spiritual growth journey, to really become consciously aware of you, to go inward and discover who you really are, which then will enable you to speak your truth. Because your truth doesn't come from here. Your truth comes from your gut. It's what you feel. What do you feel about you? What do you feel about things around? And yes, this is a slight digress, but don't ever be sorry for who you are. You are who you are for a reason. And so if you're saying, I'm sorry for who I am and for me speaking my truth, why? There are going to be people who don't want to hear what you have to say when you speak your truth. Very guided to say another thing. Okay. because so many people in society don't speak their truth. They're not comfortable speaking their truth. So why should the people that are comfortable speaking their truth, myself included, be sorry? I was for a long time. I'm not anymore. I'm not sorry. I come from a place of love. I come from a place of support. I just know the impact for myself, what all of what I teach on my videos has had on my life. Massive. And so for those of you who are really wanting, if you're not sure and you're going, I want to learn, watch some of the videos. Speak to people. Really be mindful who's in your proximity. Yeah? Who, I'm sure there's someone. And if you're not sure, reach out to me. My email address is in the description. I'm more than happy to assist you on your spiritual path. Yeah? We can kickstart it. So that is all that's coming through. So remember, don't use I'm sorry. Don't default to I'm sorry for every little thing. Bring in please excuse, especially if you're tempted to go but. And as soon as some of you are going to catch yourself, as soon as you hear yourself but, or you can hear in your thoughts you want to justify it, stop, take a breath and just say, I'm sorry. Because then you're going to validate the person. The person will feel heard and really will feel that you're sorry for your actions or what you said. Yeah? I hope that you've gained something from today, even if it's just little. That's my job done. I want to thank you for spending your time with me, as I absolutely respect your time is truly valuable. Yeah? If you enjoyed today's video, I would be so grateful if you would like my video, subscribe to my channel, and also click on the notifications bell so you'll be notified when I upload tomorrow's Cat's Message of the Day. You know you matter, right? You matter. You are your most valuable asset. So invest in you every day. No excuses, no justifications. Just do it. Just do it and take action. So for today, take care.